So what we're talking about is the codes. They're just going to all pop out at you in case the with the misspellings, all kinds of different types, you know. So it's part one is over. It's important and not important. Every single one of this. Okay, so let's catch up here. If you are looking for everything, what's going to happen? You're going to go crazy, right? If you go and look for every single bit, all the signs everywhere, they're everywhere, you're going to go nuts. So keep it together. Don't go chasing after every single code, but you are going to be looking for the ones that keep popping up. And they will pop up. Look for yours. They're a little bit different for everybody, but you know, you're going to get it. Guess what happened? Okay, so here we go. Part one, part two, check. Part three, the gap. Part one. Let's see if I can show you how all three of these work together. We've got the timestamps, A to B. We're working with the gap, but where is the code? So most of this is going to be self-taught. Codes are self-explanatory. Maybe it's the misspelling words, you know, like I say, you're going to get it. It's going to be different. So let's say we've got a Q drop, and it has a lot of riddles, right? I mean, don't you agree to this? I mean, it's like a whole book with no page numbers and all out of order. And yet we know it has order that we get, and yet we still don't get the order. But we know it's got order. We know it does. We trust the plan, right? So let me see if I can show you how all three of these things are going to work together. We just went over one. Oh, we just went over three. Let's go back to two, okay? How important is the gap? Well, it's everything. It's how it all works. Without the gap, we have no starting point and no ending. Okay, so here's my graph again. Now I've got 1 through 10. Now let's do the math. In between the numbers 1 through 10 is 9, right? That's the difference. Well, the difference and gap, there's a difference between those two words. So the gap between 1 and 10 is 8. The difference is 9, sure. But the gap between it is 2 through 9, which is 8 numbers. The gap. So if we can understand the difference between difference and gap, we're rolling along. So once again, here's the example of that. So if I want to know how to tell them apart, let's use our timestamp. I've got a 12 p.m. timestamp and a 1 p.m. timestamp, a difference of an hour, right? Again, no matter when the tweet was posted, doesn't matter. The timestamp gap code has no word in it called difference, does it? We want the gap. So in between 12 and 1 is a 1 hour difference, but we want the gap, 59 minutes. It's so important. 59 minutes is the gap of a 1 hour timestamp difference. So here's the one example, 1 hour, but it's the gap of 59 minutes, difference, gap. Same example with a 2 hour, right? 2 hour. So the difference is 2 hours and the gap is a 1 hour and 59 minutes. Not, you know, just the gap of whatever we're working with. Don't get all crazy with the numbers here. So we've got, here's a big example. Here's 3, but we've got all kinds of different gaps we can use. How do we know which ones do we use? Well, if we had any kind of a clue, it would really help. If we did, we had any clues, we could kind of break free of all this, you know, where we're going one, we will go all. We have to break free. They've got us down. You know, who misspells words, who tweets and deletes and tweets and retweets and new timestamps and retweets the same one with a different timestamp and tweets a blah, 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 right? How could this all be connected? You guys got any ideas, right? Where we go one, we go all. Is there a gap anywhere in between us? No. We're all connected, aren't we? So before we get going, how will we need clues to show us the way? Or we will need clues, excuse me. Words and tweets are important, as we all know. You know, he's a what? He's a super master trickster, man. Look what he has done. It's amazing. History is amazing, which will show what happened. So he's a master trickster. He's using tweets. He's using all their tools against him, right? But now there's only Q. The R was the clue. Just trust my example. On November 9th, on the 4th, November 9th, he did 4 tweets. They look like this. Do the timestamps matter, people? Come on, yes, no, come on, right? It's a G thing, it's a gap thing. So his 4 tweets are right here. We've got the gap right here. In between, we've got 3 gaps in between. Here is what it looks like. First, second, third, fourth tweet, we got 3 gaps. In between there, we've got a difference. Let's look at our difference. We've got a difference between the first one of 17, wow. The last one gap of 55, whoa. And the third one in the middle of 38, what? What? Those look like clues to me, right? 1755, are you kidding me? Do any of those clues stick out? Heck yeah. What if you saw 17 and 55 together in a POTUS tweet? Wouldn't you want to know more already? Then you already know. Boom, ba-boom, boom, boom. How is it all possible to be able to show how things might be all connected? You know, only if there was a sign. I've been shown a few things to always look for. And if you think we are going somewhere with this, I will see you on the next page. Because POTUS Trump tweets message to you on the last example, the gaps were 16, 38, 54, boom, boom, ba boom, boom. But that's for me and you because we are all the same where we go on. We go all. I love that song. Okay, so we've come a long ways, right, you guys? Great job. Super great job. If you're even here, congratulations. You're really trying to want to learn something that's very hard or difficult or just new. I appreciate every bit of it. So where are we at, man? I can't even follow my own. I've been told this, right? So great job. You know, we still got a lot of focus on, so let's work it out. We've been talking about words, dates, gut feeling, coincidences, what numbers and dates to look for, 1122s. 11s and 22s are just a constant reminders. It's like the coincidence. When you see coincidences in our Q drops, and the 11s and 22s, man, you know you're on the right path. Just keep going. So I get it. You guys hear me. I get it. Okay, so let's move on. Timestamps, blah, 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 blah. Let's move on. So part 3 to the code. We did the timestamps, we did the gaps, but only showed you that. Remember, he is a trickster, so we got a lot to learn, right? What if we use only riddles? Would we ever know if we were right? Probably not. Riddles will drive you crazy, right? We wouldn't, right? Everything has to match up. We have to have some sort of a code that everything lines up. So we got timestamps, A to B. You can't mess with the timestamps with the gap, right? Where can we get some numbers to help us tie it all together? If only we could agree to some kind of a number system. You got any ideas? Q asks. Q asks. What should we be looking for, you guys? I think way back ago. So, code. It must have the order, right? Aye, sir. How else can we watch the water without a tippy-toppy navy? Everything must be in tip-top shape. If Q was on your side, who would you hope it was? Here's my list. I'm hoping it's the Commander-in-Chief, followed by, in no particular order, the U.S. Army, U.S. Marines, U.S. Navy, the U.S. Air Force, and our soon-to-be U.S. Space Force. You know, that's my list. Your list might be different. It's okay to agree or disagree, yeah? Okay, there are many main channels to look at on Twitter. Man, follow them all, man. Follow them all. They've got so much to learn for, but don't follow anyone. Okay? Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Because once you get started, you're going to see how you go to other places. Does the military use a 24-hour clock? They are very accurate and precise, right? Do they calculate things? Heck yeah, they do. I misunderstood this, but my main channels are also these. These are the ones I look at. POTUS's Trump tweets, and then I go and bounce around these guys. These guys have helped me a lot. So still follow the advice on that, okay? See you on the next page.